So I watched this Monsters of Man last night. This is a German version. I don't think this ever got a physical release in the U.S. I think there's also like another European version. And I should have did my homework because I cannot remember that guy's name, but we'll look it up real quick. This came out in 2020, and it is a staggering 2 hours and 11 minutes long. Excuse me. Maybe a little too long, but whatever. I still enjoyed it. This has a rating of 5.4 out of 10, which I think is pretty fair. It's about right. Maybe it could have gotten like slightly higher, like a 5.6, maybe 5.7, but 5.4 is pretty much a solid score for it. I liked it. It's basically the CIA is experimenting with new robots, AI robots, out in the field in the Golden Triangle of Southeast Asia, and I have an Oppo player, so this played nicely. The only slight pet peeve I have is that the some of the Asian language, which I assume is Thai, uh, it had German subtitles for that with no access to English subtitles. So, but that wasn't much. That was just some brief dialogue in the film, so it was okay to, it was predominantly English, but there was some uh, Thai that was being spoken that I wish I knew what they were saying, and in a few instances, but actually not that bad. It was just a minor annoyance. I like the film. It it definitely pulls no punches. These AI guys, basically they land um, outside the village, and they're basically instructed to buy. There's like some handlers that like the tech side, and then there's the two other one guy that's running the operation, and another guy that's the government face, which is this dude, and I cannot remember his name right offhand. Let's take a look here. Neil McDonough. I can't remember I can't pronounce his name, but he's been in quite a bit of movies. I was trying to remember the one that he really reminded me of. Okay, he's been in Minority Report. Um, yeah. I've got some more here. He's been in he's been in a lot of stuff, but not a lot of like. He was in The 100, I guess. I still have not watched that series. He's in Altered Carbon. I'd like to watch that series. I still have not watched that. Anyway, he's well, he's been in a lot. I can probably go on. There's something I remember really liking him that he was in, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Anyway, so yeah, so basically they attack this village, and there's obviously like a gang element that's controlling the village. Just a bunch of guys with machine guns and a motley crew. And then there's also like some ex Navy SEAL who's like lives there off the grid by design, and he like is, I wouldn't say he's like a maintenance man, but he does work around the village and tries to be low key. And they're all ended up being chased by these AI robots, and there's one robot that like has a malfunction, and it starts becoming sentient, and that's an interesting twist on the story. But yeah, let's see what Amazon Amazon gave it a slightly better score, the Amazon audience. You can see here the star ratings. 5-star plus the 4-star is 82%, and that's a good score. Like I've said many times, anything over 80% is usually a pretty good indicator, especially with close to 160 global ratings. Anything over 80% is usually pretty indicative of being pretty decent. And you could see 1-star was 2%, so that's a nice distribution right there. You know, down the line. That's what you want to see as far as the ratings go. And again, I did like it. And for pricing, I bought mine off of eBay. I paid like $16, I think, $16, I think. And right now, this German release is, yeah, well, it's $20. Whatever way you slice it, it's $20. This company also, they had a couple trailers. This Dolphin Median, I guess they were responsible for doing the Cosmic Sin and Afterlife, which are two notoriously stinky. Oh God, I can't remember his name now, from Die Hard, Bruce Willis films. Shout out to Bruce Willis. Hope you're doing all right. So I'll put this in. And fortunately with the Oppo player, I was able to... This requires an all-region Blu-ray player. And we'll skip some of the... Which, as decent as this film was, I enjoyed it. It makes me wonder how bad that Cosmic Sin movie is. Because it's the same outfit. Okay, what's going on here? Alright. So yeah. See, this looks good from the trailer. Okay, but let's get out of here. And this is the second one. This one won't me go right to the main menu, unfortunately. There we go. So yeah, here it is. This is the main menu. And you can see like these things are on the warpath. There's your Navy SEAL guy. And these group of people are just, of course, just a bunch of young doctors that happen to be just combing the area, supposedly on a volunteer mission or some sort. But they become collateral damage for these AI robots. Anyway, film, Sprocken, which is Sprocken, which is languages, and we'll go to extras here. Extras is nothing. So you have the trailer of the film, and you have just like a gallery of stills, which we can show you real quick. There's the CIA guy. That's a cool picture of that robot. I kind of like that as screensaver. This is when they're getting dropped off. Scene where they're shot up. That's kind of near the end. I won't say what it is. Anyway, yeah, and there's two robots battling. One kind of turns on the other ones. But anyway, I'll leave it at that. We're going to the 9-minute mark. If you get a chance to you find this a reasonable price, I'd recommend it for any robot sci-fi lovers. Again, this isn't the greatest film in the world, and it is kind of long in the tooth. But the robots are convincing, and it does pull no punches, and the production value is very high quality, in my opinion. I think it's great, and there is a couple little twists and turns, but it's mainly an action kind of deal. That's a crazy still right there. Anyway, take care. Bye bye.